Hey everyone, it's me Josh, aka Future Filmmaker 3940 here once again, and I'm here joining a collaboration review with my good friend Anthony Jenkins. This time we are going to cover all the Spider-Man movies in anticipation for Spider-Man Homecoming, which comes out this summer in July. It is my second most anticipated movie of 2017, and I'm so excited to be talking about these movies again with my good friend Anthony Jenkins on his channel. So, we're going to get started with the one that started it all. Sam Raimi Spider-Man! Yay! Woo! Now, I'm very well aware of people who say the Amazing Spider-Man movies are better than the Sam Raimi trilogy. But honestly, in my opinion, after giving it more and more thought every time, the Raimi trilogy, as well as the 90s animated series, is what got the Spider-Man character right. First, let me talk about, this is directed by Sam Raimi, stars a cast of Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Cliff Robertson, Rosemary Harris, J.K. Simmons, and Elizabeth Banks in a small part, and just that's based, and it's based on the comic book character Sam Raimi, written by Stan Lee and David Koepp. So the plot of this movie is set in New York City. We follow the character of Peter Parker. He's basically the nicest guy in the high school, and he gets picked on for it by his bullies. One day on a science field trip, he's taking pictures of Mary Jane one day, and though he gets bitten by a spider, genetically enhanced spider, and of course the spider bite goes to effect, and he starts using these spider-like abilities, and he becomes the hero we all know and love, Spider-Man. While on the other hand, we meet Norman Osborn, and Norman Osborn, he's trying to out this experiment so he could keep his company, but when he drinks some of this formula, it doesn't work, and he turns him from good to a crazy person, and there he becomes a Green Goblin, and he becomes obsessed with stopping Spider-Man. That's basically my original plot of this movie. Now, I have to tell you that I rewatched this movie so many times that every time I watch it, I honestly can't help but smile and get a fun reaction out of this. This is a really great movie. This is a film from 2002. This is the superhero we needed after the World Trade Center and all that stuff happened. And honestly, I think this movie holds up very, very well. This movie holds up for its times, and I'm going to say why. Let me start off with the casting. I think the casting in this movie is really good. You got Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker Spider-Man. He did not read a whole lot of comics, but I appreciate that he wanted to make the character he stayed very close to the character. I think he was very subtle, and he was very amazing for the character, and he's very likable as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and that suits. I buy Tobey Maguire as the Spider-Man. One thing I gotta say is that the origin in this movie is done perfectly. The origin doesn't take that long to get to the good stuff. It's not like Doctor Strange or Fantastic. Don't get me wrong, Doctor Strange is a great movie. The only thing that kind of ticked me off was how unbelievably slow the movie was getting in the first couple of minutes. But I still think the origin, they knocked the origin right out of the park. You did everything right. The great power comes great responsibility part. And Peter Parker is not a douchebag. Unlike in the Amazing Spider-Man 1. He's not supposed to be an unlikable jock, Sony. And Sam Raimi was the perfect choice to direct this movie. I love Sam Raimi. I love Drag Me to Hell. I think that movie's really good. I love the Evil Dead trilogy. I'm one of a few people who actually enjoyed 2013 Evil Dead remake. I just love Sam Raimi as a director. He was the perfect choice for this role. And there also had different directors like David Fincher, Chris Columbus, Tim Burton, David Fincher. But Chris Columbus, he went off to go do the first two films in my favorite childhood franchise of all time, Harry Potter. I have talked about those movies. You can check them out on my channel. But let's talk about Harry Potter. Also, Kirsten Dunst. I know people make fun of Kirsten Dunst, say she's horrible, but I thought Kirsten Dunst was a great choice. And originally they were going to cast Alicia Witt, but she was great. And they cast her because they thought the film would have a more independent feel. And I like that change. I love that idea. I think. Also, Willem Dafoe is Norman Osborn. He wanted this part so bad. So, originally there were actors like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta and John Malkovich. Yeah, I did say Nicolas Cage. Oh, not my eyes! Ah! No, sorry about it. But anyways, I thought Willem Dafoe was great as a Green Goblin. But the main problem he said he didn't want to wear the uncomfortable version of the costume. And I liked. Look at this. I like the costume design. I know people say it looks like a Power Ranger suit. In some ways it kind of does, but you know what? I go along with it. Because you know how I am. I go along with everything I see. And I think if they would have done the original suit, I would not have bought Willem Dafoe in the original suit. Also, James Franco was great as Harry Osborn. Also, the two who plays the aunt and uncle, Cliff Robertson and Rosemary Harris, are really great. J.K. Simmons was also a really great addition. He is funny as hell as J. Jonah Jameson. And Elizabeth Banks, despite her small part, she's really attractive and she's really hot as Betty Brant. And I have to say, I'm sorry, I had to say it. And you also get some appearances by Macy Gray, Lucy Lawless, and Bruce Campbell. So the cast is spot on. Again, the script is very amazing. The only thing I don't get is that there's only one writer credited, but there were multiple writers. But anyways, now what I liked about the movie, instead of him using mechanical web shooters, I like that he used organic web shooters. Whether it's organic or mechanical, I'll still buy into it. But I thought the web shooters in this movie were fantastic. It's so like, wow, it's so awesome. And I loved this movie is very faithful to the comics. The Spider-Man costume looks perfect. I love the Green Goblin suit. It looks badass. And the Green Goblin suit is awesome, but I rather them not do the purple one because it kind of creeped me out. But also, the dialogue in this movie is so good, especially the romantic dialogue with Mary Jane and Spider-Man. I'm sorry, all you Amazing Spider-Man lovers, but when this movie did the origin justice, it did it justice. And he's not an asshole. And it did not take 2 hours and 16 minutes to get out of the way. But anyways, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I think the dialogue in here is, I know people make fun of the chemistry of MJ and Peter. Their chemistry works fine, and also the effects in here, some of it does look a little off, but the effects still look pretty darn impressive. And the score by Danny Elfman is just amazing. I love all the action sequences and the jokes. Let me talk about the jokes. because this character in this movie, only people complain that Tobey Maguire, he doesn't make jokes enough. He's not joking enough. He's not this. He's not. Hey, Amazing Spider-Man. Sam Raimi Spider-Man haters. Shut up. He makes jokes. He just doesn't do it all the time, and I appreciate that. He only makes jokes when the situation calls for it. So basically, it's this movie that got the character's origin right and the character of Spider-Man right. Now, I will admit, I do have one issue with the movie, and is that there are no issues with this movie. Okay, I can't bring myself to say I have an issue with this movie, because this movie did everything right. It got the tone right, got the origin right, it got everything right. It's just, now originally there was a trailer about with the 9/11, and that got taken out, but taken down but due to 9/11, and there was an original poster. You can look it up online, but and I have to talk about this upside down kiss, because this upside down kiss is freaking awesome, and the fight choreography in this movie is so awesome as well. Just, this is a great movie. Spider-Man 2002 is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. Without this movie, I will never watch the 90 animated series. I will never even be anticipated to see Spider-Man in the MCU. I will never been like that. But I'm happy that we got the Spider-Man movie back in 2002, and just this movie brings back a lot of memories. Do yourself a favor, and if you have not watched this movie, I definitely recommend you go out and buy this on DVD or Blu-ray, or watch it on Netflix on demand. Go see, watch. If you want a good origin, watch this movie instead. Don't watch The Amazing Spider-Man. You can watch it at your own risk, but just please be assured that your life may depend on it. But anyways, The Amazing Spider-Man 2002 is going to get an epic-tastic, and I'm giving this movie, I'm going to do it, I'm going to give this movie an A+. So, thank you, Anthony, for letting me join you on our first in our collaboration of Spider-Man reviews, and I will see you later. Bye. And if you are part Anthony, if any subscribers out there on Anthony's channel, you can come down my channel, subscribe to me, and look out for more videos on my channel. I'll see you guys. Holla. And we can all have a good time.